When you think of Diadora, the first thing that comes to mind is probably some classic tennis shoes, some running shoes here and there, but I bet rarely basketball shoes, if at all it enters the conversation. But look at this. This is actually a recently released basketball shoe from Diadora. This is the Diadora Kurtis. How was the shoe and did I get a pair? No, but the reason is not what you're probably thinking, so stick around and let's talk. Welcome back, this is Fresh Bear. Smash the thumbs up button, share this video to your friends, follow me on Instagram, and if you're new here, subscribe to my channel for updates. That said, let's dive in. Here's a quick history lesson. Diadora was founded in 1948 in Serrano di San Marco, Italy as an artisan workshop for making hiking boots. Now the word Diadora comes from the ancient Greek diadoreia, meaning to share honors and gifts. In the 60s, Diadora switched from making hiking boots to manufacturing sports shoes. By the 70s, the company began enlisting athlete endorsers such as tennis player Jorn Borg, athletics star Giuseppe Gentile, and footballer Roberto Bettega. In the 80s, the company further expanded into other sports such as volleyball, cycling, and boxing, among others. Then from the 90s, the brand invested more on technology, giving rise to some footwear technologies such as the airbox or the net breathing system and the mass damper tech with special focus on utility shoes. So you probably can say that Diadora's history is not built primarily around basketball footwear, which explains why when you hear Diadora, basketball shoes don't quickly come to mind. But on a side note, Diadora did release some basketball shoes in the 80s, such as the F99 and the B50. And speaking of basketball shoes, here's the latest from Diadora. First, shout out to my fellow Filipino sneaker reviewer Paulo from Analytics for first posting about the shoe. Go check him out on Instagram and YouTube. Much love to you, my brother. So this is the Diadora Kurtis. It's a mid-top silhouette and the upper is primarily textile. The threads are tightly woven and have varying weaving patterns, especially at those dual-layered patterns at the sides. Then you have a thin mesh tongue coupled with a standard lacing setup with flat laces. There's a pull tab at the tongue and another one at the heel. The collar area has foam backing which didn't feel too plush. The midsole is standard EVA foam and it looks rather thick, especially at the forefoot. It's not as soft as say Boost or Nitro Edge or Cushlon or Fresh Foam, but it isn't nowhere as stiff as your old school EVA foam. The outsole uses solid rubber and the traction pattern generally consists of curved lines from front to back. The rubber threads are actually thick and stiff but low and also somewhat tacky to the touch. This could have decent court grip and probably good for outdoor courts. Unfortunately, the store didn't have my size, so I wasn't able to fit a pair. More unfortunate is that the shoe was actually on sale, like buy one pair get a free pair, so there's that. But anyway, at a retail price of $55, it's actually very tempting to try out a pair, especially if you get that buy one take one deal. Now, the shoe itself doesn't really offer any fancy tech or any fancy setup because it's as basic as it gets. I don't expect too much from the thick EVA midsole for the cushioning, and the fit could be tricky, especially with that bulky toe box, although the upper feels durable enough and the traction has potential. Would I try hooping in a pair if they had my size? I definitely would. And finally, just to set your expectations, while Diadora is an Italian brand, this shoe is made in China in case you're wondering. But in the meantime, let me know what you think about the Diadora Kurtis. Will this be an option for you? Post your thoughts in the comments section, smash the thumbs up button, share this video to your friends, follow me on Instagram, and if you're new here, subscribe to my channel for updates. This is Fresh Bear, thanks for watching, peace and love to the fellow underdogs.